Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Crowell, and I am here today to tell you a bit about my childhood. I was born and raised in the sunny city that is Phoenix, Arizona. I feel like I definitely had a typical childhood. I would always be playing outside with my sister and our friends. We would be swimming in our cousin's pool literally every day of the summer, and we would ride our bikes up and down the street, and all in all, just very typical, very fun, and I feel like this is a typical narrative for a childhood in the suburbs. The only thing that makes my story a little different is that it was very hot. I mean, very, very hot. Every year it was hot, and it felt like it was getting hotter. But in 2010, I actually moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, just for family reasons, and I realized it wasn't quite as hot as it was in Arizona. That doesn't mean it wasn't unbearable to play outside all day. The humidity was definitely an adjustment. Heat plus humidity is just not a fun time, but strong heat in general is also not a fun time. But over a period of about 8 years, my sister, mom, and I would fly back to Arizona around Christmas time and sometimes during the summer. And I noticed every Christmas it would just be warmer than the previous year. In North Carolina, I got used to cold Christmases and maybe even a little bit of snow. But Arizona winters were slowly moving from the low 30s to about 50 degrees over that period of 8 years. And I knew it was okay that there were a few warmer days, but every year it seemed that I was packing my bag with the wrong clothing, and I would have to buy short sleeve shirts the minute we got back to Arizona. Just for one specific example, one year we had our Christmas dinner outside. I mean, literally outside. And sometimes it is nice to enjoy warm weather, but it's also important to highlight that the weather should not be changing that much. Warm winters and unbearably hot summers are becoming a reality for people of Phoenix and other places across the United States. It has gotten to the point where in the summer you can't leave your dog outside alone because they could pass away from the heat. Playgrounds are very rarely played on during the summer months due to outrageous heat and sun exposure, and you just don't see people enjoying nature for a huge chunk of the year. Places all across the country and even the world are being heavily impacted by climate change. Hot summers to the point of death, cold winters to the point of death. There are things that we can do to help combat this, but it will take a group effort. I know I don't want my future children having to stay inside due to high UV radiation exposure and extreme heat, and I don't want your children to have to stay inside because there's 4 feet of snow on the ground. There's just so much we can do now to prevent that. I want to thank you for listening to my story today, and I hope everyone has an amazing day.